when you ask for guidance, I mean, when remember we should be asking for guidance all the time about
Mm.
what to do. Remember, like,
I never
tell me what to do.
don't ask. I never actually. It isn't like a I'm praying
Verbal
or asking for guidance. I always know I'm asking.
asking. Oh, I
I
see.
mean, I know when I want to do something, I'm not going to figure this out myself. I always flip it up to, okay, what am I supposed to do? What do I do? What do I do? What's the answer? Where do I go? What do I buy? So what I mean is I'm not like doing an official, Jesus, show me what to do. You know what I mean?
I gotcha.
I'm just always knowing.
So everything that kind of comes out of your mind is basically a question, and
Yes, rather than
rather than
an answer.
an answer. It's a
I
or
have a problem. What should I
what
do?
should I do now? Yeah. What's the thing? And then
Yeah.
you sit and you listen. How do you know you hear it? You're
Well,
hearing it.
it's just trial and error, and then
But
I
but
try.
after having gone through the trial and error, what is the discerning thing for you? What's the
Well, I
difference
just do what
between it
if I
and
feel
what?
like looking in the computer, I look in the computer, or if I feel like opening a book. But then I find, oh, there's the answer to my question. I'll run into the answer to my question. Is
So
the
you
point?
follow your feelings.
Well, I don't want to say feeling because it's not emotional feeling. It's a different thing. Sensation, intuition. It's intuitive feel. I mean, I just do what I sense. This, yeah. But after I've asked, I just that's not a feeling of love. It's not an emotional feeling. So
Right.
I don't want to say it's a feeling. It's
It's like a
something
sense.
else.
It's like a
It's
sense.
sense. Yeah. Or well, I just feel like opening. I'm not thinking. I'll feel like opening a computer. I'll feel like pushing like how do I find all these
Yeah.
things? I'm sitting here and I look over there and ooh, all of a sudden this little box looks so interesting and I push it.
Right. Right.
Okay, I just do these impulses, meaning these just random things that I just feel like it. I don't have a reason for it.
Got it.
I don't have to have a reason. That's what it is. Once I ask, then I don't have to have a reason for everything I'm doing. I just do it, and then eventually, and because of my experience of running into answers by just randomly doing things like that,
Right.
I trust it when I feel like all of a sudden I have a thought. Go look at Marianne's video. Okay, I'm gonna go. And now I know to do that.
Right.
That's probably where the answer is.
Got
So
it.
what it is thoughts drop in, and I figure like you're following a chain of breadcrumbs. That's what you're doing. That's what it is. Look at it that way. Now you're just trying to pick up the signs,
Oh, that's
the
a good way to
thoughts,
look at. Yeah, that's a good way to look
the
at it.
books, the
Yeah.
whatever that are around you. You're looking for the breadcrumbs to get your answer.
Yeah.
It doesn't just drop in your mind.
Yes.
And sometimes it does, but that's not the way you should look at it. You should look at it like now you're going to look for breadcrumbs in the next 2 weeks or 2 days or 3 hours, and you're going to try to pay attention to them and not ignore them like they don't mean anything.
Right. Right.
Like the impulse to push that rather than stopping yourself because you don't have any reason to. You can't think of a reason to. You don't worry about whether you can think of a reason to. You already, you just push
You
it
give yourself permission to just go there.
and
Freedom. The
see
freedom to see.
and see what happens.
Now that sounds like an open mind. That
Yeah.
sounds like a mind that has not decided what it has
Yeah.
to do. That's really you're exploring. You're
Yes.
allowing your mind to explore.
With the faith
yeah,
and trust that
you'll
I
be
ask the
guided,
question, I'm going to find the answer, but I don't know where I'm going to find the answer,
right.
and I don't know at all what the answer is going to be.
It's in your
Okay, how
mind,
you know
right?
what's an answer? Okay, that's what you're asking. Okay, you've asked the question, and you have to be conscious. See, this is why we need mind training because to do this kind of stuff, you have to have conscious ability to watch your thoughts because you've asked the question, you're keeping that thought in your mind. You're not letting it just drift into Netherlands. You want to answer this question. You've got it in the middle of your mind. Well, when you run into the answer, it's like bingo.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
there's this feeling. I mean, then you found the answer. Okay.
Right. Right.
Because it's like, wow, that fits right into that question.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now if you're not paying attention, you don't notice the subtle little push over here or go there or pick up that book. You never notice those little thoughts because you're not
your
paying
mind is
attention to your
distracted.
mind.
Yes. Yeah.
Your mind's distracted by what
All
you
this
think
shit,
the
yeah.
answer is or
Yeah.
what you want to
You're
do
thinking.
today
You're
or
thinking.
what you're planning or what you're going to buy or you know what I mean?
So you're thinking.
Yeah.
That's the distraction. You're thinking.
Yeah,
as
and it's not
opposed
that you can't think. It's just that you want to pay attention to all your thoughts, not just your distracting thoughts.
Yeah.
You don't want to ignore those little thoughts that just drop in there for no reason, and they're not identified with anything you're doing, and all of a sudden you have this thought. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I usually notice the thought,
Notice
and then
those.
I go, okay, now if that's a real thought, that'll come back to me, and then if it comes back to me, okay, if I feel like doing it, I'll do it. If I still talk myself out of it, if it comes back the third time.
That's the charm.
Then you
right?
do it,
Yeah.
for sure.
Right.
So he's saying you get an answer to all your questions, but you miss them.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, I realized, oh, I had that thought and I ignored
And
it,
I
and now
missed
I
it.
got this problem because I didn't listen. I just ignored it and I talked myself out of it. It's really important to listen to your thoughts. Your wandering mind is not. What's he say? Don't underestimate the destructive power of your wandering mind. Or
yeah.
I don't. He didn't say it that way, but
No,
don't underestimate the destructiveness of your thoughts.
Yeah.
That are just random.
You got to be vigilant.
Don't think that they don't mean something.
Yeah,
that's
right.
what. Remember that first section of the miracle thing, was that the psychologists tell people your thoughts don't mean anything. Don't be afraid of them.
They depreciate.
Yeah, but that's just not what you want to do. You need to know these thoughts mean something. So don't think things that you don't want to be thinking just because your mind is automatically thinking them.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
You need. That's why I think the meditation is thoughts, because you now are practicing replacing those thoughts with the random thoughts that are just running through your mind just automatically. And some of those thoughts are coming from other people. They're coming from the past. They're coming from all kinds of places. They're not necessarily have anything to do with what you're doing. That's why you really shouldn't be entertaining them.
Right.
Because you don't know where they're coming from.
Right.
You don't want to be thinking them.
Right.